Sword Art Online Halloween, and they released a bunch of new content. And what I do now is I'm just basically gonna go over what new content. Before this update came out, the level cap was level 80, but as you can see, I am now level 90. So is that once you beat the main story, you will have access to 3 new areas, and let's see, I think, yeah, add-ons. I got all this stuff. The 3 new chapters here are, the first one, it's called the Abyss of the Shrine Maiden. Now what that is you get to learn more about the NPCs, and especially Premier, because you get to find out exactly where she came from, why she's in this game, and why she's the way she is. And you also get to learn about her sister Tia and why she is acting on her own and defeating a bunch of bosses and stuff on her own. So you just play through that story, and then once you do that, once you get to the 3rd chapter, the one who is just God, after you beat that, you will have access to what they call the Infinite Dungeon. And what that is it's a dungeon with 1,000 floors, and you go in there, and for every 100 floors you defeat a boss. So it's kind of like the anime series of Sword Art Online. Every 100 floors they would defeat a boss. So it's kind of like that. But if you just download the patch 3.20, your level cap will increase to 150. But if you get the downloadable content and add the next 3 chapters of the Abyss of the Shrine Maiden, what will happen is your level cap will double to 300. And if you do the Infinite Dungeon, your level cap will increase to 999. So yeah, that's back into this game because I haven't played for quite a while. What really sucked is that I had to I had a save file at level 80 before the 3.20 update came out, and what happened was that they wouldn't allow you, if you had an older save from an older version, you could not load that save. So I basically had to start from square one to get back to where I was. But luckily for me, if you had an older save and you had to start a new game, you're in luck, because they allowed you, once you beat the game, when you had to start a new game and beat the story, if you were a low level, let's say you were level 50, you had the option, if you wanted to power up your characters and all your friends to level 80. And I thought that was really, really nice of the developers to do that. So I was like, you know what? Why not? So as a level 80, I'm currently on chapter 2, Turner of Casualty, and I'm level 90 right now. So that's basically the next thing I wanted to go over, was the new level cap. Okay. Next thing we're going to go over is the skill fusion. As you can see, it says attacker fusion level 5. So what that is you go up to somebody, like I'll go up to Elizabeth here, and you talk to them, and then you go down to skill fusion, And see, I haven't gotten any skill fusions with Lisbeth, but I mostly did Asuna, and I have no idea what she is. But anyway, let me just go to buff list here. And okay, I completed Warriors of the Sky, so I got all these buffs. But if you look at Attack and Fusion 5, because that's level 5, it increased my sword skill connect chain by 32. And what that is that I can do 33 sword skill connects in one combo, which is pretty good, because the more sword skill connects you do, it increases your damage. So that's something you really want. Attack speed up by 30% and 50% here. So that's why the attack and fusion skills are really important, because they increase your attack speed and your damage outputs, and that really comes in handy when you defeat those high level enemies that are level 150 and up. Yeah, see, the sword skill cost down by 30%, increased max attack by 300. This is the most important right here. Your attack goes up by 2,000, which is really good, and increased sword skill damage by 10%. So you basically want all that stuff. Okay, enough of that. But there's also healer, buffer, tank, and scout, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but I think those are the other skill fusions you can have. But I mostly wanted to go towards the attack and fusion skills because of the damage output, which will be pretty handy against those tough enemies and bosses. The next thing I want to go over, which is probably going to be the last thing, is the Enigma orders. Now, to get these, you have to go to, I'll bring it up here, you have to go to Stalvada's Ruins, and click on that, and then you want to go to the Ryman Hills. Now once you click that, if you go to the middle of the area, like around here somewhere, you'll talk to a goddess statue, and she'll explain to you what the Enigma orders are. And if you're just starting out, she'll give you 2 free mystic skills that you can pick without having to do the orders for them. And what mystic skills are is those are the most powerful skills in the game. You see right here, you have to complete a mystic order. And how these work is if you click on your Enigma orders and you press the X button, it'll say details, and it'll bring up all the prerequisites that you need in order to get that Enigma order. But as you can see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 different orders I have to do just to get that mystic skill. So, and the catalyst, where it says wind element and earth element, what those are is you go to your map and you can pick any area you have unlocked. So let's go to Outram Bastion, and you pick an area until you see an enemy that has an element like this one right here. The second enemy down, it'll say Beetle Queen, and it has 3 question marks because these enemies that have the elements that you need to fulfill the Enigma orders are random. That means the levels are random, so they could range from level 140 to level 200. I highly recommend you are at least level 150 to defeat these enemies, because I'm only level 90 and I've only beaten 1 of these, so I know I need to do some leveling up if I'm to go after these enemies with the elements to fulfill my Enigma orders, because I'm pretty low. So anyway, that's what that is. and that's how you do Enigma orders. But not only do you have to get the elements, like I said, you need to fulfill everything else that it says to do. And what this is Paragon weapons. Those are the most powerful weapons in the game. And like I said, you have to fulfill Enigma orders in order to get what it is you're going after. Now the difference between Fused Paragon, Ethereal Heart, and True Ethereal Heart, the Fused Paragon is I'm trying to go after the weapon. And so if I defeat some enemies, get some elements, use them as catalysts, and fulfill my orders, all the prerequisites and stuff, I'll get the weapon, which is what I'm after. But if I go to True Ethereal Heart, what that does is it will awaken, as you see on the bottom of this one, you awaken the aura within the Paragon weapon if thou seek to wield a new battle power. So what that does is it makes your weapon more powerful. And another thing I forgot to mention is that when you do the infinite dungeon, for every floor you beat, whatever weapon you have, in this case it's going to be the Paragon weapon for me, whatever weapon you have equipped in your right hand, so I see I have the legendary one-handed sword, turfing, whatever weapon you have in your right hand, for each floor you defeat, it'll say on the bottom next to evolution possible, it'll say Oracle. And it'll say Oracle +1, Oracle +10, whatever that is. So whatever floor you're on, whatever floor you complete, it adds power to your weapon. So every time you beat a floor, your weapon becomes more and more powerful, which is something you really, really want. So that's pretty much what I wanted to go over. I'll be online playing tonight, so hopefully I can get through chapter 3 and do some of the infinite dungeon stuff. Because, oh, another thing I forgot to left out is that you will level up like crazy in the infinite dungeon, which is why I got back in this game, because I wanted to check that out and see how tough it is and stuff like that. And you're also gonna get some really good rare equipment, I heard, so that's pretty useful. And if you make it to floor 100, you will have the option to revive NPCs. Now keep in mind that when you enter this dungeon, you will be restricted to use healing skills, so you cannot use your healing skills. You will have to solely rely on healing potions. So it'll be pretty important to have a lot of coal. As you can see, that's the currency in the game, and I have 587,000, which is pretty good. You will want to make sure you have money to stock up on potions before you enter the infinite dungeon. And hopefully you survive long enough to make it to floor 100, so that you can revive whoever is in your party if they die. Now if you go to friends, if you don't know how to do it already, to form a party, you just click on someone, and at the top of the screen it'll say select partner. You press L1, and if they have that green bar highlighting their name, that means they are in your party. And you can pick pretty much whoever you want in your party. I highly recommend Premier in your party because she is a great healer. She's better than who was it? Was it Silica? Yeah, she's way better than Silica. I don't have Asuna in my party because, you know, Kirito and Asuna, they're always together. Argo is a great buffer because she has skills that increase your critical hit damage, which is very, very important in these new areas because the more critical hits you do, the higher the damage. So that's basically what I wanted to go over. And if you have Sword Art Online, or if you like Sword Art Online, I highly recommend this game because it's very, very fun. I've been playing this game for hours, so this is very fun. There's also some other games out there. There's Hollow Fragment, Lost Song. There is a new one coming out in February called Fatal Bullet, and that is based off of Sword Art Online 2 anime series, where everything was based off of using guns, which might be cool, I don't know. So that's basically it, and I hope you guys try this out. If you have this game, I highly recommend trying out all the new stuff. So that's it. Alright, see you later.
Oi!